It's your boy Mike. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. We are 6 days away from getting the next season, as we can see here at the bottom left of our screen, saying that it's 6 days away. And we have gotten no information at all on what the next season is going to have. Nothing about the characters, nothing about a video that they're going to drop, or what the release date is going to be for what those characters are going to be, anything, right? So because of that, I wanted to go ahead and make a video talking about everything I wanted in the next season. And just as a heads up, this is not ordered in like a it's not ordered in importance, right? So like I'm about to talk about Battle Pass right now. I don't think Battle Pass is the main issue, but let's go ahead and talk about that. The first thing, Battle Pass. I think that the Battle Pass has a decent amount of value. I just don't like the Battle Pass at all when it comes to what that value is, right? So the main gimmick, I guess you could say, of the Battle Pass is two things. One is these rage skins that, in my opinion, are just very, very awful and just not something that is like pleasing to the eye. Again, just for me personally to look at, right? Like I'm not going to be using the purple Rage Gotenks skin. I'm not going to be using the purple Rage Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta skin. The Gamma's ones look pretty good, and as per every single Battle Pass, every single season, one of them looks pretty good, but it's just not enough, in my opinion. For something like Battle Pass are usually supposed to have something that are guaranteed in it and make you want to buy the Battle Pass to specifically get this, right? I have not seen anything happen where people would want to be getting the Battle Pass for this, right? The value is always inside of these SG capsules, because you get a ton, and Zeni too, but you get a ton of these SG capsules from doing this for the amount of gems that you are spending. And I think that that is fine, right? But at the same time, it's like, I don't want the main thing for the Battle Pass to be skins that I just don't like, and it's capsules that are just gotcha, that are just random chance that you can just get just royally screwed on, right? And that's exactly what happened to me. I got to the end of the Battle Pass, I got 6 SG capsules, and then I got all rares, and I'm not going to be surprised if other people have done that too. And something like that shouldn't happen. This is the end of a Battle Pass, and what you are basically giving is 6 single summons to hope that you can get something that is usable and nice for you. What should be placed here, in my opinion, is just one infinite skin. They have all of these, like, honestly, all of these should be of those infinite skins, but I at least want one. They have it where there are 2 kinds of infinite skins inside of the game. We have the EX tokens, which are the infinite skins of the like costumes that are already inside of the game. So like it'll be the torn outfit, but it'll also have it where it's the infinite kind of color scheme, right? Or it's the battle suit, but then it's the infinite color scheme. Why couldn't they have just made this what the Battle Pass is? Having it where the infinite skin that is like tier 50 or just anything, right, would be what's in there. Like imagine if Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, for example, had this infinite skin that you would be able to acquire from that. It doesn't have to be the skin version where he has the leather vest. They could make that where it's an EX token thing later on, but to just make it where not you get extra value that is guaranteed, because these skins look pretty cool. Like I like the look of the infinite skins, and I think that a lot of the time, like a lot more often than not, these infinite skins do look very, very clean, right? So to just give extra value and put and something that's more guaranteed in here, hell, I would like to see animations as well, but I'll take it one step at a time, you know? I just want something that is nice and guaranteed in here. And the second thing is to take out these blank spots, dude. There are a million things you can add in here. And you can add Zeni, for example, which is already a very small resource. You could add gems, because the amount of gems that you get from completing this doesn't even cover the entire pass. You could add like they could easily add more stamps. I feel like the fact that there's no stamps for these characters other than the one that drops at the beginning is very stupid, because why is Gotenks the only, no, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, sorry. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is the only character from this season that has stamps. They could have easily put the other ones in here. It's not like we didn't know from the beginning of the season that Broly and Ultimate Gohan were going to be coming out, right? And I feel like they could have just easily put those in this instead of inside of the what is it? Inside of this instead. What the normal. Because they have the Ultimate Gohan stamp and all that in here. Like, they could have easily put those two stamps inside of that instead. It's very silly, in my opinion. But yeah, the Battle Pass, I think, just needs some help because overall, it just doesn't... Oh yeah, one last thing I want to talk about it. The amount of missions that you get at the end is... Oh, nice. They actually added Kale now. That's pretty cool. I might actually do a video on that. But the amount of missions that you do at the end are just like... It's meaningless. It's pointless. There's no reason to do any of this from like week 7-ish onwards, right? And you could still get a ton of these battle pass points. So to not have it where it's like, oh, for every 1,000 battle pass points you get 500 Zeni is so stupid. They should have some sort of battle pass overflow. That way you can get extra Zeni, give more options for people to get Zeni, especially when the main issue right now in the game is being able to get past that star collection. So again, just having it where it's like another consistent way to get Zeni, I think would be very nice, especially towards the end of these seasons where it feels like there's not a lot to do. At least we would be able to do the missions and complete those instead, right? Number 2 is just the summoning system in this game. I think as of right now, there are a lot of things we can talk about. Number 1, we could go ahead and just really talk about the pity. Like, there is no pity inside of this, and for having it where you can just get insanely shafted, and the EX tokens are the only kind of reward for you, you know, getting the same thing over and over and over again. I think it just needs to have pity at this point. Like, it is very silly when other games have already said, like, oh, like other Dragon Ball games, the Dokkan and Legends were, well, especially Dokkan was just like very hesitant to add pity to the game. They were very standoffish about it, and they were like, oh, we don't have any plans for it as of right now. And then in less than a year, they added pity to a lot of these banners, right? I think Gekishin Squadra can learn from the same thing and just make it where you can select whichever animation that you want from these summons, and within, like, I don't know, what's something that I would say is reasonable. What would be something that's reasonable in terms of like pricing, I guess? Would it just be like maybe 50? I don't know, I'm just gonna kind of spitballing, but any sort of pity would help at all, especially when there are just numerous horror stories of people who can go like 100+ capsules without getting the animation that they want, right? It's gonna happen any single time we go into these gacha like games, and to just be able to have something that is kind of like a safeguard in a sense would be nice. On top of that, it is very stupid that as of right now we still have no way to get any of these older animations. So anything past dual strike, dual kick is basically all gone. Like the everything that is in season 2 here is the legendaries, and everything that was beforehand is gone. So myself and a lot of others want a lot of these legendary animations that we just can't get anymore, right? So like Goku, for example, I can't even see his legendary intro anymore because it's not even in the summon pool. And it's very stupid when, especially considering that they have these, which one is it? These price capsules, and the price capsules don't even have it either. Like it stops right after that as well. So like if you just didn't get any of those animations before they were taken out, they're gone. And it sucks because, again, we don't have any confirmation of if or when they're going to be coming back. Like, it's just a stupid thing. I think the summon systems inside of this game could use a very big just change, because stuff like this shouldn't happen, right? I can't think of a single game that has it where it's just like, oh, you missed out on the animations that you want, we're not telling you when it's coming back, you little fuck. So yeah, I would say both of those things. For the summon system specifically, pity and bringing back some of these older animations is just my number one priority. I guess while we're on the topic, not to like kind of pivot, but like these fucking capsules are stupid as shit, dude. The capsules that have it where you can buy it once per day and it could still give you the like bullshit that you can get from it. This is such a bad thing. They need to take this out like immediately and revamp this whole thing. It has the same exact rates as if you were going to just pay the gems anyways, and then on top of that you get less capsules than if you were to just pay for the capsules anyways. So it's like, yeah, you can get only Broly animations, but okay, you're getting 3 of the same getting fired up. Huh, you're getting roaring laughter. Like, the only rate that increases is epic. Why is that the only rate that increases? It's so stupid. Legendary should at least have it where it's 10 to 15% if we're going to make it where it's supposed to be a premium capsule at that point. But yeah, not to get sidetracked. We'll go ahead and stop talking about the pity and all that stuff now with the summons. Next, we have character balance changes. Now, I think it's already going to be obvious with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan, but I think on top of that, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, as well as Super Saiyan Goku, should also be nerfed. Like, I get it. I am kind of one of the biggest Super Saiyan Goku fans out there, but I do think that he probably still is a little bit too strong, right? Especially because of how easy he is to play. You'll probably see at least one Goku in every single match. Because of that, though, if I had to pick something to nerf, Kaioken was already balance changed. Meteor Hammer was already just blown up. Like, it does not do anywhere near as much damage as it used to do. If I had to change something, I think the Kamehameha could probably use just a slight decrease in the amount of damage it does, but that's about it. Please don't touch a minute. Other than that, please. Only because at the end of the day, I don't want there to just be like a sort of best in role. I kind of want it to just be like everyone is just kind of great, and it's just mostly up to like subjectivity and opinion and all that. And I think in order to make it where these characters are just moved down to great in a sense, that Super Saiyan Goku needs to have his Kamehameha nerfed. Gammas easily. I think the Gamma Impact is just the only thing I would really change about this unit. The fact that they have the same amount of... Let me just pull it up. No, his was like right before. His was right before, wasn't it? Before season 2. Yeah, here we go. The fact that this lasts the same amount of time as the cooldown, I think is a little absurd. I don't think that the HP, either the HP restoration needs to go down, or not HP restoration, the shield that you get from using your Gamma Impact should either go down to about 15% as the cap. So like maybe 10, 12.5, and then 15%. Or they need to decrease the amount of time that you can get the shield for. Because I don't think that it's very fair that you can just get so much health with this character. You constantly spam your skill 2, and you just have an infinite amount of health because of that. Either you're spamming all of this and you're doing an insane amount of damage. Like, I do think that somewhere along the lines, this character does need to be just a small bit more balanced in that regard, right? And then who were the other characters? Oh yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan. We could talk about like 3,000 different things that need to be changed, but if I had to pick one for each character, I would probably just say, because like, okay, hold on, let me pull up the changes that already happened, right? This was not done enough, in my opinion. They didn't reduce the cooldown of this, which was like the main kind of thing that I feel like needed to be changed. His rolling hammer, I think, is fine now. Like, you could still be just in... I guess the only thing... Oh, I can't speak, man. I'm sorry about that. So let me try talking in order to help me out. His skill 1, I think, also needed to have the cooldown increase, like how the skill 2 was. I think skill 2 is fine in regards of damage and everything like that. What I would increase though on the skill 2 is probably just the hit or the time before you can get hit, because it's like one of the only moves that you have less than a second to react to, right? And that counts for early game, which I think is a little bullshit if you ask me. So having it where you have more than a second to react to this ability would be best in my opinion. Just having it where like it has like a little, what's like the term, you have to teleport over there and then wait a couple, not a couple seconds, but like a second before you use the rolling hammer and then it hits the opponent back, right? I think that would be fair to give people the ability to use their vanish, because it's kind of like how Gotenks is, right? If they made it where how Gotenks was, where you have that entire attack time to be able to dodge, then I think it would be fine. Now, it doesn't need to be this absurdly long, but if it was like 1.5 seconds for example, until the rolling hammer were able to actually hit you, I think it would be a lot more fair in that regard, because then at that point you would then be able to bait out with the rolling hammer, but then you would have to use power unleashed and waste this in order to then hit the opponent back if they didn't already restore their vanish in that time, right? But yeah, this needs to have the cooldown increased. This needs to have the little bit of like a hit detection sort of, I don't know what to call it. I think these other parts are fine. The HP that they reduced the sky to as well was also a very good job, I would say. This honestly needs to just have probably just been 1 second. I don't like that it's able to just give you like a kick, even, or the kick is able to have this stun time for as long as it is. I think 1.5 seconds is still a little bit too much, so maybe just 1 second, honestly. And his barrier wall, I'm going to pull that up. His barrier wall, I feel like it should just lose this, because look at how long this passive is for this. If they don't want to take out the extra HP, if they don't want to take the unstoppable effect, then take out the extra HP scaling based off of your max HP. I don't think it needs to be 20% or 25% or anything like this. What it should just be is a flat stat that you get from using the ability. Because as of right now, this scaling based off of how like leveled you are, it's so stupid. Because it's literally one of the only abilities that scales based off of your levels and not your like actual, what's it called? Like I guess the skill level. It's one of the only abilities that does it to this extent. And I think that's very stupid. And then let me see what are the other ones. Deborah, I don't know what they need to do with this character, dude. They did, like, again, he just needs to be reworked entirely. Topo, we can just go in order. Topo needs to have it where he gains the unstoppable effect, or he just can't get CC'd. So actually, it's not unstoppable, is it? Well, what was the thing that it calls it? Oh no, it's unstoppable. Okay, I think that he needs to get unstoppable during this, and having it where you can't get CC'd, because it is very stupid that you can get stunned or you can get pushed back. I feel like that's fine, but he needs to make it where you just can't get stunned out of this, because it is very stupid that you are supposed to use this as like a counter type move, but he has such a high window for it to be countered. On top of that, because of the fact that his skill 1 and skill 2 do so little damage, what I think would be very fair is if they made it where the mark of destruction tick damage was just increased instead. So if he's supposed to be a character who's supposed to do a lot of damage over time, you should just be able to have those mark of destructions like be more deadly than they are, or they need to increase the skill damage on these, because both of these, even maxed out, are just so dumb and bad. They are very, very bad. Like his skill 2 is okay at best, but still the damage that it does is just not as much as some of these other characters. So I think that those are the things that I would change about Topo. 18. Okay. I don't play 18 a lot, so I can't necessarily say too much about this character. What I will say is, one, the amount of Destructo discs that you get late game should not have been reduced to 3, or from 3 to 2. So it should have just been 3, like how it was before. They should not have lost it late game. So it should be skill 1 and skill 2. Oh, sorry. Level 1 and level 2 on your skill 1 should give the 2 Destructo discs like how it is now. But then once you level it up to 3, I feel like that's when it should give you 3, like how it was before. Yeah, like I can't really think about too much based off of this. I feel like if I had to say something, I feel like this should just do more damage and then maybe not give you as many lunges as it does. Like the damage is just increase a bit more. But I know that it's supposed to work with her passive, so that way you can get the assault target. So I don't know, maybe having it instead where the amount of charges that you get, like the amount of like assault target will be applied to the enemy, will increase based off of the level of the skill, rather than just having it where it's this. But yeah, because like she is just like an early game demon and a late game sort of flea in a sense. Trunks, his is mostly just 2 things. He needs a health buff to help him out early game, and then he needs a cooldown buff, and then probably like a skill 1, having it the amount of range it has on level 1. Because again, I've talked about this in the weekly feedback videos. His skills have way too much cooldown, especially considering that his only sort of cooldown reduction is by doing this. Like his only his only reason of having such a high skill cooldown is because of this, is what I meant to say. But early game, his burst sword really does suck. The range is really small, and probably just an no, because this is more like a status effect thing than anything. So yeah, just health increase and buff his skill 1 a bit, and make it where his skills overall have their cooldowns reduced, and the HP, yeah, kind of bursting these a bit. Cell, ooh, Cell is also another character who can get like unstoppable on his level 3. Look at all of this that you see. It's it's all of this text just to be dog shit. So he unleashes the explosion, so he does damage from it. He applies the movement speed down to enemies hit from the front. He regenerates the HP and then heals the HP after the explosion. You can use the skill early to make it where the heal just activates instantly. The amount of HP you get increases based off of how low your HP is at the time of the explosion and the amount of damage taken while charging up. But as you can see here, 1, even when it's at max, it just doesn't do enough healing. In a sense, oh sorry, when it's at skill 3, it just doesn't do enough healing. So it's very stupid that it can get, you can go ahead and stun this guy out of it, because then all of that healing is not only stopped, but then all of the damage that you were taking because of the fact that you were slowing down is just given back to you anyways. So it's like a double negative for this guy. So just make it where he's unstoppable doing that. I think his level 1 and level 2 of this needs to be increased, because at level 3, like I do think it is a bit more usable, and if it is unstoppable, then I think it would be a lot more menacing. And I think that's about it. Like his other skills are really good. His skill 3 is just the most dog shit thing of all time. So oh, help him out early game. That's the thing. And the transformation, right? His bio energy, I think, just increase the amount of energy that you can get from minions from 2% to 3%. Just help him get it, the transformation out a lot faster. And kind of as a safeguard, with one thing I would really like to see is if you're level 7, what it should just do is just automatically give you the transformation, sort of how the other transformation characters already are, because there are times where you'll just be at cell at level 7 plus, and you genuinely could not have just gotten his transformation at all. Like, you might be close, you might be halfway, but it doesn't matter. I feel like at level 7 he should just get it guaranteed. Frieza. I don't even know, because like Frieza is a character who is really good against like lower ranks. But the thing is that the damage that Zarbon does is pretty good, especially in like Superstar and all that. I think the main issue that I've noticed, especially with like Zarbon compared to Dodoria is instant, right? Like it's a very good skill for pushing people out and doing the uses that it's supposed to do. And on top of that, once you place it out, it's instant. It goes push, you know, like it pushes them that second that you do it, right? And then meanwhile, Zarbon has it where when you use it, it's that little cone that shows up, and then it slowly increases over time. One thing I would like to see for this character is maybe just having it where they will get while the level goes up on Zarbon, the fastness of the detection for Zarbon, or like the field of view for Zarbon, increases. So like later game, you can actually just place Zarbon down and not have to worry about him exploding in 2 seconds without even getting like 2 shots in, you know. I think that would be fine. If that does happen though, maybe making it where like this can only be applied from like the second strike onwards, I guess, or something. I don't know, because like I don't want to make him too busted, but I do think that something needs to happen for this, because Zarbon is kind of like a late game extra minion. or even having it where that only happens if you use the Imperial Decree, because again, just the field of view for Zarbon just fills up so slowly. Everything else about this character is really fine. It's usually just Zarbon, well, because this is kind of like the boss securing character, so if they made it where Zarbon was able to, maybe even able to like target multiple enemies at once, that'd be interesting. Or like the fastness rate at which you shoot just increases with level and then gets multiplied when you do. I don't know. They could do something. They just need to change Zarbon in some way, because I think the Doria is fine. Oh, hold on. I actually know. They need to make it where these minions cannot be moved. Like once they're level 3. I think that's the biggest thing, because there's so many like ways to just push these minions out of commission that it's very stupid. I guess maybe a health increase when they're level 3 would be the thing, but I don't know. It's very hard to adjust that character without making them obscenely busted. Krillin, I don't think needs buffs as much as some of these other characters. After playing him a lot more recently, I think that I would probably move him up to decent. So if they just buffed these characters instead, then I would be happy with that. But those are the balance changes that I would probably make. Great characters could probably be nerfed after the best in role get nerfed, but these are the ones that would have to get like nerfed first, and those are the ones that I would think would have to get buffed first, in my opinion. Do we get to go to the fun part? I think we do get to go to the fun part. All right, we're gonna go ahead and talk about what characters we want in the next season. All right, you're gonna have to allow me to slide with this one, because as much as I would really like to show the animations and stuff without getting copyright striked, I'm just gonna have to show the Dokkan animations instead. So I would really like a future Gohan though. Like I know we just got out of getting Ultimate Gohan, and future Gohan would probably be very busted, but I really want a future Gohan. Like I think that there are a lot of things that this character does that are very unique, and like I really like his, oh, this is the wrong site for showing the animations. Actually, give me 1 second. But yeah, like I was saying, I think there's a lot of things that this character can do that would be very interesting, like maybe having it where the Masenko is actually a damaging move rather than being specifically a pushing move, like how it is inside of Gohan Kid's passive, or not, I guess the skill, right? Like being able to just do damage instead would be very, very nice. On top of that, he is a character who would be very cool to just have him use a lot of his kicks rather than using his punches as a sort of like combat stance, I guess, since he only has one arm. I think that there's a lot of things that they could do for this character to make it where that he would be very unique and not feel like just another Gohan on top of that. Especially because, again, Vajrayana, I feel like is one of the most unique out of all of them. Next, for the characters I would really want is Bardock. Is the whole reason why I put him as the thumbnail. It's the whole reason why I asked my editor to put him as it. It's because it would be so fucking cool, man. It would be so cool if this was a super attack. Like, this is literally just like super attack slop right here. Okay. Please show. Okay. I had to refresh the page. But this is easily like super attack slop right here, where it's just like he could just do one giant like beam and then it like kind of explodes, and it would be so fucking cool, man, because it just wouldn't be another sort of like spirit bomb sort of copy and paste active skill like how we've gotten with Toppo, like how we've gotten with Goku, like how we've gotten for a lot of these characters. That it's just kind of like the same thing. Who is another character that I was just like, oh, this is just fucking the same thing over and over again? They did it with Toppo. They did it with Super Saiyan Goku. They did it with Cooler. That's who it was. And I don't know if you really want to count it, but like Vegeta's kind of the same thing, where it's just like, oh, it's just like a one big AoE, and it's like I'd rather have it where it's more like one beam that you throw and then kind of explodes in the middle. And then does like that little burst damage in a sense. But yeah, I think that this guy would be perfect for that. I wonder if this animation would play now. Now that, yeah. And he's just another character who I feel like they could pull a lot of this stuff from, considering that he has a lot of these movesets that are just punches. Like this could easily be like his skill too, where like he runs up to the opponent and then kind of like grabs them and like just throws a whole beam in their face, you know. Like that, I feel like that he would be so awesome. And then finally we have, I would say, just Frieza. They could do two different ones and I wouldn't mind either or. Either they could do a Frieza from Namek Saga, where it could just be like which character would do it? Do they even have a character that does that, where it's like I don't think they do, where it's like a final form into like a full power. Most of them, I guess, they're just standalone. Yeah, because even the tech transforming one, he just goes golden. But if they perhaps had like I guess we could just pull this card up. If they had a just final form into a transforming and then full power at like level 7, like how a lot of these other transformation characters are, I think it'd be really nice. Or if they really wanted to do it instead, they could just do a final form into Golden Frieza. There are so many things that they could do with this character. He has the death beam, he has the kicks, he has the little, I can't remember what the specific move is called. Where is it? I feel like he might do it. No, his is different. It's like the one where he like puts like the beam around people and then he kind of like shoots them down. It might actually be this one. Hold on. Okay. It is. No, this is not. I mean, like, he could always do something like that too. But I guess for whatever reason, I just always have to reload the website for it to actually show me the animations. It was a Frieza that had it where he would like kind of just put the like the energy around the person and then throw them down. I feel like his is probably the same thing. Here, I'll just look for it real quick and then I'll unpause. Okay, I couldn't remember which card did it, but I did remember that this Frieza also did it. That Golden Frieza, where he does this and then it kind of like shoots down from that. I feel like they could have it where the Frieza could like throw rocks like how it is on here, and then if it hits the opponent, you teleport behind them, stun them just for a second, and then, well, not, I don't know if I would say stun, but just have it where you teleport behind them and then just do the beam right to their back and sort of do that like little explosion. I think that would be such a cool thing for Frieza to do. But those are all the character picks I would say. It's just basically just Frieza, because I'm a big Frieza enjoyer, and I do think that more villains should join this, especially because like if we go ahead and look at the last couple of characters, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who is a hero, Ultimate Gohan, who is a hero, Gotenks, who is a hero, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is a hero, God of Destruction Toppo, who is still a hero in his own regard. Like, we haven't really gotten any villains since the beginning, right? Like, there's been no new villains since the game has basically come out. So I do think that there should be more villain representation in that matter. Lastly, I think the thing that Gekishin Squadra probably needs a lot right now is just more ways to acquire Zeni. When they told us just, what was it, like a month or two ago now at this point, that they were going to be giving us more ways to get Zeni and more ways to get hero memory, to make it where the battle pass can go by a lot faster and make it where we can acquire these characters a lot easier. I didn't think they were going to reduce the amount of Zeni that we would be getting from these celebrations, right? And it's very silly for them to be like, oh, we're going to be increasing that, and then it just goes down. Like, I get it. They made it where they are giving us 1,000 minimum Zeni every single day now, with upwards of 2,000 and 10,000 that you can get every single day just by logging in and going into the shop. But that doesn't mean you should be removing one of the ways that you can get Zeni from these campaigns. Like, you can't give a positive and then also do a negative. Like, it still hurts to have that negative, you know? And something that I also want them to be more clear about with this next upcoming update as well is, we were told that the Star Collection system was going to be replaced, and that they told us that there are going to be short-term improvements in the meantime. While of course I'd probably want to see more stuff added to this, and I think that a lot of the issues were definitely like, it's like a big band-aid was put over the issue, but like there's still some things that could be used to heal the Star Collection system in the meantime. But in the meantime though, I do think they also need to just make us more, like, they need to be more open and honest with how they want to do stuff like this. Because if you're someone like me and you are someone who plays the game with a lot of these heroes just not unlocked inside of the Star Collection system, whether it's because you're waiting or it's because you want to see if these changes are going to be happening to the character that you're wanting to choose and all that stuff, I think they need to be more open about some of the information that they give. Because they'll tell us that, oh yeah, we want to do the Star Collection system, and then we're going to change it, and that we want to have it where what is it that they said that they wanted to have it where, here, please know that this new direction we're working on will not mean an instantaneous way of acquiring new heroes for all players, whether they are introduced or allow players to hoard in-game resources so that they can save immediately and acquire new heroes on the day of their release, right? They don't want this, right? So because of that, I think they need to tell us what the system that they are going to change is going to be. And on top of that, I think they also need to tell us in the meantime, like, when they plan on doing this, considering that there will be people who don't know if they should be holding on to the Star Collection characters, or if it's better for them to just use it now, because out of nowhere they could just be like, okay, bye-bye. You guys are all screwed. Because that's exactly what happened to all of the people who used their stuff inside of the Star Collection. People got past tier 31. Then the season characters for the season 1 and all of the season 1 characters were added to tier 31 and then tier 109. They weren't aware, or not aware, they weren't telling us that that was going to happen. So people who got past tier 31 were rightfully enraged, right? So I think that they need to be more just like, I keep saying open and all that stuff, and there probably is someone who knows exactly what I'm talking about, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, because we need this information to make it where we can then choose what is going to be best for us and our accounts. If they're just going to be like, okay, we're going to change the star collection system, and then out of nowhere, at the start of the season, they're like, bam, we changed the star collection system, all of the characters that you have acquired are all gone, unfortunately. We're going to be moving that over to the character like currency that is going to be replaced, and that character currency can only be used to acquire season 2 characters and below. The new currency that you can use to acquire the season 3 characters will have to be this new currency instead. And then you're like, well, fuck, like I wasn't able to get the character that I want because of the fact of this change, and or like, oh, this was the one I thought it was going to be, and yada yada yada, right? To just have it be transparent, that's what I meant to say. For them to just be transparent and give us like their thoughts on this, and then we can vocalize how we feel about those changes, I feel like is just going to be the best course of action. And I think overall this game needs to just get more transparent with a lot of this stuff that they do. Like, for example, what was the whole thing that everyone was kind of complaining about? They literally said in developer letter season 3 at the bottom of it, they were like, there are still more updates. Oh wait, no, it's not this one. Is it the next one? Is it season 2 that they did this? That they were like, oh, we're not going to do any updates. There's no way. Did I miss it inside of the developer letter because I'm a stupid fucking chud? It is. It was literally right above the fucking line that I was trying to read. But this, right? They were like, okay, balance changes are not going to be happening at all due to us wanting to lock in for the Squadra Blast. But they specifically said, but specifically in the first 2 weeks of December, we do not have any balance changes planned, right? And again, like anyone would rightfully think is that, okay, we are not going to be putting any balance changes until like right at the end of the month. And then at the start of December, there's just going to be no balance changes for 2 weeks. So that way Squadra Boss can happen, right? No, we were stuck in this fucking hell meta of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and then Ultimate Gohan immediately right after for all of these weeks because of the fact that they weren't transparent and telling us, no, actually, we're not going to be doing any balance changes until the end of Squadra Boss. Like that was a very stupid move, and we would have called them out on it if it happened at that time. So for them to not have said, oh, we're not doing it in this time period, just to kind of lie about that is very stupid. I think that overall the transparency of the Squadra team could be a lot better in that regard, and just in general, right? Like not even just how it is going to be with the character memory and all, and being able to acquire the characters, but just in general, the Squadra team needs to be a little bit more transparent about a lot of this stuff that they are trying to do with a lot of these events. Because if the next Squadra Boss is like this, I'm going to fucking cry. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and stop here for today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What are things you guys want to see in the next season and for season 3? What characters you guys want to see? What balance changes you want to see? All that stuff. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great Shuei. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.